We got one, we got two, three, four, five, six. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different products we're going to be checking out in this video, rapid fire. Some of them are nice, some are not. It should make for an interesting unboxing. Links to all these down below if you guys want to check them out. Prices, availability, and variants, and it does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. With that being said, let's go ahead and start here left to right with this Real Steel knife, right? We're looking at the bada bing, bada boom Evolution Ironclad D2. Very interesting, right? Stonewash, drop point, gray, G10. Let's see what this one's all about. We've checked out a few Real Steels here in the channel recently. We got the foam, we've got the paperwork, and we have an outline of what this bad boy is going to look like. So we'll keep this one handy. Carson Juan is the designer, and we do have D2 on the steel, so it should be on the affordable end of things. So without further ado, let's get the knife out. We have a wiping cloth. And here is the knife. Holy smokes. Okay. It's funny because I even saw the design and I was not expecting this chunker of a knife to pop up from that. Okay, so where do we start? We have a G10 side, right? Love to see it. And something I haven't seen in a while, which I actually personally love, is a stainless steel liner, right? Kind of thinking back to the Reich P801 days, right? Where it was, you know, stainless steel handles, or even like the OG CJRB pyrite, if you would. So love to see that. Stainless steel on one side, G10 on the other. Deep pocket carry clip. I'm not sure if it's reversible though. The hardware is there, but you know, symmetrically speaking, I'm not sure if it would be reversible. There's going to be a frame lock. Very interesting how this line goes. That kind of gives you a little bit of a different approach than the typical straight line we normally see on other knives. And we have a Evolution G10 backspacer, almost filling the entire thing, kind of giving you integral vibes. We also have a bit of stainless steel back here, which has a glass breaker and also a lanyard solution. The G10 feels pretty grippy with this sort of line design going on. And we even have like a security switch. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Let's see how that works. But first, let's go ahead and get this thing deployed here. Thumb studs are pretty nice, pretty big, right? Good to access. And holy crap, that was quite the resistance, Miguel. Do not put pressure on the lock bar. Duh. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. This button actually activates the frame lock. So it is a button operated frame lock. Holy smokes, that is crazy. So let's go ahead and get it fully deployed here. I mean, it's breaking in. It's a brand new knife, so it's okay if it didn't deploy fully the way I was expecting. It's probably on washers. That could do it, right? If it's not on ball bearings and it's on washers, it makes sense why the deployment will be a little bit rough, and it does feel like we do have washers in there. Yeah, it's not necessarily as smooth as ball bearings, and it makes sense when you have washers. So there are pros and cons to washers. It does keep a lot less pocket gunk and lint getting in there like you would with ball bearings. So it's a little bit more maintenance free, but it's also a little bit less smooth than ball bearings. But these do break in pretty well over time. So checking out the button operated liner lock. I hadn't seen one of these since, I want to say, the Tri-State EDC Tri-Stash V1. And it's nice to see it on this one here. So press the button, it moves the frame lock out of the way. That's pretty neat. You gotta kind of break the washers there a tad bit. So not a ton of access from the show side, but I'm able to push down and disengage. So the great thing here is you can still disengage as if it was a good old frame lock. So you still get the benefits of that, right? So you could disengage one way or the other. So you also do a slow roll. Kind of feels pretty fitting, it being on washers and all. And I want to say, once it's open, that's where this security switch, okay, you slide the security switch forward, and now even if you push the button or try to disengage the frame lock, it's going to prevent you from being able to do so. So a little bit of peace of mind, and I'm glad they did that because the button does protrude out a tad bit, doesn't necessarily have a housing or like a cutout portion to it. I know a lot of people would have been like, oh, you know, it's going to be so easy to disengage the knife on you. Well, it's not, because that's why they gave you a security switch right there. So even if you were to, you know, grip the knife and push the button or whatever throughout use, it is not going to disengage on you. You will need to undo the safety switch in order to be able to close the knife. So aside from that, I mean, check out the handle. We got a crazy handle here. I'm able to grip, hammer grip with my average size hands, forward choke if I want to with this nice finger choil. Plenty of jimping here, right? It's kind of like a drop point harpoon in a way. And D2 steel with a stonewash finish and a flat grind. Very capable blade there for sure. Again, I can't get over the fact that I like the stainless steel side along with the gray G10. They could have done other colors. I'm pretty sure it comes in other colors too, but this gray G10 kind of gives me monochromatic aesthetics, which again is my cup of tea. The Carson, right, has Carson written on there and Real Steel on the show side, and not much more billboarding other than that, right? D2 steel. All right, very nice knife here to get things started from Real Steel. Man, what an awesome way to start this video for sure. So let's go ahead and use this guy. Let's have it do the honors here to check out the Fentiso knife we're going to be looking at next. We'll come back to this guy at the end. We'll do a showdown of all the different knives together. But checking out Fentiso here, right? We've been checking out some of their newer models. They've been refreshing some of their lineup with some new variants. We got some paperwork with all the different models on their lineup. I pretty much cover most, if not all, of their knives here on the channel. Zipper pouch, and here is the knife. We also have additional hardware, which I want to say they started adding recently. We'll have to check my older videos to see if they were adding hardware or not, but that's a nice add. We got a sticker, we got a wiping cloth. Pretty standard unboxing experience for a budget knife. So the model name on this one is the Odyssey, and we got aluminum going on this one. I want to say it didn't have aluminum, it was G10 before. They called this aluminum titanium gray, right? Kind of makes you think maybe it's titanium, but no, the color is titanium gray, but it is, these are aluminum handles indeed. We have a G10 backspacer with steel liners. There we go. Fentiso F captive pivot, right? TA hardware on the other side. It has a deep pocket carry clip about that much into the pocket. It is not reversible, something to keep in mind. And without further ado, here we go. Let's get this bad boy deployed. Bam, right? Thumbs down deployment works really good. It's going to be on ball bearing. So yeah, action is pretty smooth out of the gate. So, and of course you have a back flipper. It is not jimped. I would have really loved to have seen some jimping there. Just about the only nitpick so far, but it works. It absolutely works. It captures your finger there. We can light switch it. We can push button it. You could fill it if you push button it, so you're better off just light switching it. Nice little drop shot action. We have a drop point blade with a flat grind. Steel here is everyone's favorite budget steel, 14C28N. Check that out. And we do have a liner lock with good access to the liner from the show side. Nice and easy, right, to disengage. Check out that lock up there. We're looking at what, maybe 50% or so on the lock up. We can see the D10 ball from there as well. And overall, I mean, the action is pretty solid. I do remember the ergos. Oh yeah, ergos on this one are pretty good too, right? Kind of like how it gets a little bit thick here towards the end, right? The handle drops down a bit. You do get some crown jimping here on the G10 backspacer, gives you additional grip. And the ergos are nice, good jimping on the blade as well. Yeah, pretty solid. I do obviously still feel the pocket clip, but it's a solid 9 out of 10 in the ergos department. No forward choke spot. That flipper tap is going to be your finger guard, but I'm still able to get a full 4-finger grip. And the scales are nice and sort of chamfered off, right, to add to the ergonomic experience. So through and through, you have some belly there for tabletop cutting. Good slicing budget knife with aluminum and 14C28N. So pretty solid refresh there from Fentiso. They're absolutely doing a great job. But we're moving on to NedFoss, right? What is NedFoss up to here with this model? Let's go ahead and find out. They make these boxes so complicated. It's almost like you have to put a password in just to get to the knife. Very tight fit, to say the least. It's got this carbon fiber looking pouch, right? Zipper pouch here. And here is the, ooh, baby. Okay, that's looking good. We have a wiping cloth and some paperwork inside, but man, oh man, the Mermaid is getting a refresh, ladies and gentlemen. Holy macaroni. So maybe you saw this video before, or you saw the original Mermaid video here in the channel, but maybe you haven't. This is a pretty epic knife from NedFoss. It's called the Mermaid, and it's interesting how the handle sort of looks like the mermaid tail, right? Even has some fish scales, right? Sort of milling going on, right? This is aluminum, of course. This particular one has this poppy gold color, which looks really nice. Gotta love it. The one I checked out before was an all blacked out model, and it is going to be a very pokey blade that's going to come out of this handle. It is a plunge lock, button lock, and bam, without further ado, there you have it. It's sort of like an out the side, almost stiletto looking blade here, right? Check that out. Flat grind, very pokey tip. Like I said, 14C 28N Mermaid, and a nice little bayonet looking front there, if you would. The one thing too, you're probably wondering, you know, if you ever try flipping it the wrong way, it won't work. All right, so that's the safety there. You only flip it from this side, and it being a plunge lock, button lock, we can get a closer look at how that works. All right, check it out right there in action. It is a cylinder under spring tension that's going to go into this little cutout right there on the blade, or tang on the blade. It's not going to be the most robust implementation or strongest locking mechanism when it comes to a button lock. The button operated liner locks, like that we're seeing in more and more knives these days, is going to be a stronger implementation, but these still are pretty fidget friendly, and if you're not like, you know, do anything crazy, they should be pretty reliable as a locking mechanism. The other thing I'm noticing too is there is no milling on the inside, so cleaning these from the inside are going to be very easy, right? Just put a piece of cloth or even blow some air in there and you should be good to go. And it doesn't feel like a heavy knife at all. Again, aluminum handles on this one. Pretty good ergos. I'm able to get a full grip. Also, again, not sharp on both sides, only the one side. So gives you a spot here to put your thumb if you wanted to. So that also feels pretty solid there. So again, has the Italian stiletto vise for sure. And we checked out, again, the all blacked out version. This yellow one here looks nice. Makes me feel like they have different colors available. So again, I'll have this one linked down below, just like all of these knives, so you guys can check them all out as well. Deep pocket carry clip, and it is not reversible for some reason. I don't know why. You know, lefties would have been able to use this knife just as well, even though I got zero dexterity on my left hand, obviously. But yeah, you would just use your index finger for the button as compared to the thumb if you're a righty. But you get the idea, right? That is the NedFoss Mermaid. Now we're moving on to another brand we've checked out a few knives from. This is Trock knives, Trock with the O, so not T-R-U-C-K, but Trock with an O, where craftsmanship meets wilderness. Okay, very nice little slogan there. Let's check it out. And this one is going to be a fixie, right? Got a fixed blade in here. Let's take a look. All right. Checking the unboxing experience. These are very affordable, right, to say the least. So we have a very straightforward construction on these. We have a full tang construction. It's not printed on here. I'm pretty sure it is D2 steel, but future me double check. So nice little small EDC fixed blade with a nice satin finish drop point blade. Good plunge grind situation here, so you can sharpen this guy and not get a smile. Love to see that. And I'm able to get a full 4-finger grip on this bad boy. Again, I have average size hands. Not the biggest, not the smallest. If you have big hands, this might not work for you. Missing a little bit of jimping here. A little bit of jimping would have been nice, right? Something to grip onto with your thumb. But it's plenty wide there, so I can put my thumb in multiple places. Some jimping would have been appreciated. We have a lanyard solution back here. TA hardware on both sides, and a very grippy G10 scales going on this one. We got the sheath, so here we go. Kydex sheath. Pretty snappy there, no rattle. Goes in and out pretty good. Yep, for sure. And it's got this style clip here, right? Very straightforward, very simple, but functional. You could mount this guy, I want to say, turn this guy around. Might be a little bit difficult, but you can maybe turn this guy, yes, 90 degrees. So if you wanted to carry, scout carry, right, or horizontal, or you still want to do vertical carry, right, you just keep it as is. But you do have some options given you have holes on the other side. And this hole here is more of an oval shaped hole, so that gives you adjustability as well. So you would just undo this screw here and then maybe go 90 degrees, or maybe move this screw to this side and then screw the other one up there, right? That just feels like the perfect placement. We have a little drain hole right here towards the tip, and otherwise a pretty solid sheath for this very affordable fixed blade. So this one is not going to break the bank at all. A very nice, straightforward fixed blade from Trock Knives. And to close things off, as a matter of fact, we'll have this guy do the honors here. We have Kansept EDC, and in case you don't know, Kansept Knives has a sister brand, and that is Kansept EDC, and they basically do anything other than knives, right? All other EDC items aside from knives is what they do. We have the Scavenger here, Kevin Passon design. I don't know why Passon is not capitalized. And it is a bee-blasted titanium finish. So let's see if we can get in here and see what the, ooh, baby. Okay, we are looking at a pen, ladies and gentlemen. All right, looks like we have, it's interesting, there's two cutouts here, so maybe there's a larger pen. They also ship, right? This is a smaller cutout. That's interesting, but, ooh, man. Titanium bolt action pen, sign me up all day, every day. Check this out. We got plain titanium, and we have a deep pocket carry clip, right, for that tactical carry of your bolt action pen, and bam, right? Check it out in action. Oh yeah, that is pretty solid. It looks like we have a T6 hardware back here, so if you wanted to replace, actually no, you don't even need to do that. You can unscrew here from the front. It has an O-ring, which is nice. And then we have your coil, and here is your pen refill details. Schmid refill 900, made in Germany. There's your details, part numbers, all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and pop this guy back in here, put the coil spring on there. And again, pretty solid, pretty basic construction, but it just works, man. I've been looking to get into titanium pens here for quite a while, and this one is a good start. So bam, boom. We gotta at least write something with it just to test it out really quick. Let me see. Oh yeah, that feels pretty good. I want to say if you've done 0.5 before, which is a little thinner, this one feels like a 0.7 or so. All right, that actually feels pretty good. So it works right out the gate, pretty smooth, right? No issues. So check that out. Absolutely, definitely look into Kansept EDC. I'll have them linked down below because they have, again, a lot of other EDC items. They have pry bars. They even have a bolt action necklace as well that kind of gives you the same bolt action experience. They have so many other, again, everyday items aside from the knives. They sell the knives on their Kansept site. But anything outside of knives, Kansept EDC is your one-stop shop. So absolutely a wild unboxing here with so many different awesome products to choose from. So we have, let's see if we can fit them all in frame here. We have the bolt action pen here from Kansept EDC. We have, actually probably fit them better this way, right? There we go. We got the fixed blade here from Trock Knives. We have the Mermaid from NedFoss, the Fentiso Odyssey with aluminum, and we have the Real Steel Evolution Ironclad D2, right? Quite an interesting lineup here. Definitely let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. Did one of them stand out to you? What do you guys like about them? What do you love about them? Is there anything you dislike about them? Let me know in the comments below. Also, do you like videos like these where I unbox multiple products, right? Try to go through them as rapid fire as possible. So definitely give me some feedback on that as well. I'll have all these linked down below so you guys can check them out. May have some discount codes for some of them. So definitely check the links if you're interested. Those help out the channel, like I said, when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you and at zero extra cost. Of course, absolutely appreciate it if you do. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.